You've seen some of those two players' first playoff games, haven't you? The two first rounds.
Yeah, I saw them both. I think Gdaynick played a bit sloppy in his games, but was tight enough in the key turn. And Dio's played really well, actually, in the first two games. But, it remains to be seen what he does with his team, because I've got a funny feeling Dio is going to be up to some trouble.
And they're starting on time. What the hell is going on here?
Well.
I think it's the first playoff game I covered that's been starting at time.
Yeah, well, I mean, these two will be trying to get it done quickly, I think, anyway.
Yeah. So we got a pretty standard guards down firm spamming dwarves. How was the inducement? It's a wizard for the dwarf, right?
Yeah. I haven't looked at the teams because I can't load the competition, but I do wonder if Dio switched to Wizard Stadium. Or if...
He did.
Yeah.
So both has a wizard, yeah. Because and Dio has he got a default there, right?
Yeah, it makes sense. There's not that much Mighty Blow in Gdaynick's team.
Yeah, I'll not be sad if we're going to say goodbye to the Wizard stadiums in the challenge. To the stadiums, I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, I would get rid of them in the whole CCL, but obviously...
You need to start somewhere, and the challenge will be the place to start, wouldn't it? Where you got financial fair play and other house rules. Yeah. No, it's not that. How much Mighty Blow does Gdaynick? He has the strength 4 piling on Mighty Blow. He got 3, which is what you need for the line of scrimmage. And 2 of them is a blitzer, so he's only got 1 tag on Mighty Blow.
Yeah.
10 what? I'm completely with you that it's just it screws with some mechanics which actually have a purpose. The randomness of the kickoffs actually have a purpose.
Oh, there's a riot. But I mean, that is actually one of the key kickoff events that being removed just completely destroys equity for teams in playoffs.
Morning, boys.
Morning, Hellboy.
It should be a good one. It have the potential to be the best game of the playoffs so far.
To be fair, it's only competing with Elliot and Dio, which was Brett's Goblins, so that was his first block injury.
Yeah, how many? So he's been saving his block guard.
Yeah,
that makes sense. He's saving the good peasant for his own offense, and it's perfect for Gdaynick getting both downs to keep the peasant close.
Definitely. Especially because it's the dirty players as well. You want to keep them locked in contact.
Yeah, you preferably want them out, but yes, you want them locked and then out. He might. Yeah, I was about to say he might go for the 3 dice.
Yeah, and go for the title. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that's fine, but if you didn't get the both down on the first dirty player, you probably don't pile there.
No. You're right. He got 1 removal, but the rest was subpar.
Well, you say subpar. I think we both know the statistics say that 1 removal in the LOS is actually about average for just Mighty Blow, to be honest.
Yeah.
No stuns is a bit unlucky, but...
Yeah, that probably because you actually get all the knockdown, but you're right. As one that's normally playing with AV7, I know that people overestimate highly the odds of actually removing every 7 piece. Besides if you're Camry and just delete my whole team. But yeah, people have a tendency to overestimate how easy it is to remove armor 7. When you include actually also first having to roll the right block dice.
Yeah. I mean, this is pretty much the first turn you expect from Nick anyway. He takes a safe blitz, takes 3 blocks, carries on the lower skill runner, and just stabilizes the turn, really.
Yeah, so if they get wizards, you have the 84 to pick up instead.
Yeah.
There's no reason with the wizard in play to carry on the other dude. And at the same time trying to lock those the last 2 peasants in so you can get rid of them. Meanwhile he's slowing marching down. Yeah, it makes all the sense in the world. Oh.
Yeah, well, it's a good point. He has to be 1 turn faster, but if you carry on the worst runner, you can hand off to the good runner later to if you have to dodge through or something as well. It works out quite nicely.
And he might, like, it's and even as long as he doesn't turn over, it's dwarf, he could still defend his way out of this as well. I'll not. I think his main goal must be not to turn over, get overturned.
Yeah, I mean, it's something we're always talking about in playoff games. If you have a wizard as well, and your opponent has a wizard, then 0-0 at the half, but their wizard gone is fine. Even if you don't have a wizard, that's fine as well.
Yeah, there's no doubt it's a bit of gamble actually for Dio as well, because if that wizard is actually working, it could as well also take out Dio's best ball carrier.
Well, Dio's best ball carrier is also niggled.
Yep, exactly. Which means it's.
I know he was considering firing it, but I think for
He
your
doesn't have.
overall, I think for your overall equity for the chalice, you can't fire that.
No, it's he's not in a. Stop it. No, I think it's too late. Like if he still had games to go before hitting the chalice, maybe, but in the chalice you cannot fire 84. He is the potentially game winner.
Well, you see, what I would have considered was looking at the draws ahead. If you know you're going to get a lot of inducements, you could just say, okay, I fire and I take Griff later.
Yeah, but that's.
But it's too much of a gamble, really.
Yeah, and because he doesn't have that, it might also change if he had access to bow, which is cheaper.
Yeah. There's always Dolphar.
Go away. I think Barney is one of the few people I've seen playing with freaking Dolphar, because he kind of wants to play with all the stars.
Yeah. To be honest, I can see Dolphar doing quite a lot for Brett, but he's just not really the same sort of player as Bo. He's not a big game changer. It's more about you have the opportunity to get the ball quite easily from the kickoff no matter what, and then you probably hand it off to a knight.
Anyway, yeah, and they got cats, so they're good.
Yeah.
Like, I always, yeah.
But Bo is just a threat all the time. Dolphar is just like, he makes a few turns a bit simpler and allows stabilization.
Yeah.
That's not really what Bretts need.
No, and he's not, like, he's cheap, but he's not that cheap.
Yeah, he's cheap in terms of points cost as well, because he has a lot of skills. He's effectively a Wood Elf Lino with a bunch of skills which look pretty good. But you'd never take those skills in a Wood Elf Lino.
No. But it's Brett's is an interesting team. I find a lot of people when we play them forget how movable actually catching movement 7 does make them.
Yeah, when they first came out, I actually thought they were severely underrated in the NAF tiering system because they are really, really good anti-elf, and their speed means they don't have a bad matchup profile against many other teams.
Yeah, that's and they're actually quite fun to play. And because they're still 83, it's still not easy mode in the same way as playing elves, because it's still everything is still 3+ing. So you still have to think about how you play them.
Yeah, it's all AG3, and it's also low reroll AG3 because the rerolls are expensive.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah, this is quite bad actually. Combination of push, then having to dodge.
Especially if those 30 player 1, 2, 3, it might see Gdaynick go for it to palm hit that nickling at the minus movement blotch. He's only really killer the other way around.
Yeah, it's possible. I'm not sure it's really worth it at all, but it's possible.
No, he's going the other way now. But I will maybe have used 30 seconds to look at that side if it actually was worth going for those 2 blitzers. Just because
it's tempting because you can take both out the game, but at the same time, you probably have good odds of keeping at least one. Well, you are going to keep at least one out of the game on a block anyway.
He's and he got a nice 3 dice, and I was about to say defenseless blocker over there.
Yeah.
And of course,
knockouts nice. Yeah.
He needs, of course, also would have lost 1 turn, so to speak. I got a babe. You got a babe, yeah. But would have lost a turn. He might also not want to get too much into a scramble like those 2 blitzer blocks could be.
It could be a mess pretty quickly, yeah.
Of course, for the long run, only KOing doesn't make much difference. But of course, for this drive, it can make the difference in scoring or not.
Well, removing a guard for this drive is good. I mean, long term, it's not a huge deal, but it also, the thing is, the knockout there probably saves you a piling on, because if you don't get the knockout there but you get a stun, you do probably pile that.
Yeah, and that stun firm Garda has been not doing much either in this matchup. I may have been tempted to just suck up, hopefully both blocks from those 2 dudes, even with Mighty Blow.
Yeah, he's not going to surf you there because it just completely loses position, so I would have just eaten those.
You got stand firm.
Oh, he's got stand firm anyway, yeah, of course. I would have eaten those. I mean...
It's Mighty Blow, but then Mighty Blow is not hitting anybody else closer to the ball. Because now all the 4 blitzers can swing back.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is, it's not just Mighty Blow, it's movement 6 Mighty Blow, so if he blocks this turn, he gets stuck there for the next turn as well.
I will actually imagine if you're staying, you is trying first with the non-Mighty Blow.
Yeah, but then you potentially get them both stuck.
Yeah, exactly. That was my, if anybody's seen me play anything, I'm quite happy to sacrifice pieces left and right if needed. Also with heavy 7.
Yeah, well, in the wide zones, it's always good to, if you can, just create a situation where at least one player will get stranded for your opponent, and possibly 2, because you want to switch side to side. It's basic Blood Bowl, especially in this sort of situation where Nick isn't the faster team, but he has got basically his whole team on one side.
Yeah.
So that blitzer is stranded anyway. He might as well keep people with him.
Yeah, or force to dodge twice, which could be 1 in 9 on one of them.
Yeah.
See, now they're both back into the middle and can go both ways again. And even worse had been if that blitzer had failed the dodge, then he was not getting anywhere again.
But the riot makes this interesting because I mean Nick is switching a bit. He has went down the pitch, but Dio can just keep covering, and eventually, if you don't make a proper penetration, there is going to be a bit of a problem.
Yeah, he definitely needs to make sure to keep the 84 safe. It could be the difference. Yeah, that makes sense. I do like that blitz. Because at this current situation, Nick was just taking the guard over and then trying to get that stand firmly dude down again. Now he at least needs to do more if he wants to do that.
Yeah, I mean, Dio's basically taking the middle away, which is good because with a wizard, you don't really want to be going down the side.
Yeah, Nick needs to find himself a room without going too much to the sideline.
I mean, in general, you don't want to go down the side against a good player anyway.
It's only me that's crazy enough to like it against even Dio at times. But that's a funny matchup because Dio knows I like it.
Yeah. It's a
No,
noted tendency. If you give Cora the side, he'll take it.
because I like fighting from the sideline in. Because I trust myself to be good enough to play around it against like 9 out of 10 people. I will get the better of playing around in the wide zone than my opponent is good. So it's really fun with Dio, which again, yeah, knows that.
Yeah, I mean, we did have a discussion about it for Tulane, and if you were in my group and I ended up playing you, I was just going to give you the sideline from the start.
Yeah, I'm normally not taking it early, but if I need to go for anything, I'm happy to take it against most people. Again, because I'm pretty. There's a few that can outplay me out there anyway. Duos might be one of the few, but I'll still take it just because I'm so used to playing that way around. It'll be interesting to count how many 3 dice blocks.
I don't think you are.
Cannot really, can you? Because he's so good standing. He's such a pain in the ass standing. And money will.
You need the standing, and also the leader reroll's already gone, so it's not for this drive.
Yeah. Good point. But he's taking the sideline. That's with one sidestep, dude. But the problem, of course, with Dio is he don't really want to sacrifice that sideline dude on defense.
No.
I guess that. Yeah, the blitz. Yeah, I'm potentially better like blitzing 2 dice on one of the 2 in here and just stabilizing this square. Stabilizing in the middle area.
I would have just hit the dodge blitzer in the middle.
Yeah.
Stabilized around there.
Kept it a bit more honest.
You are still thinking about the fact you've lost the turn, but it's not dire yet. I mean, dwarf runners are 6 movement.
Yeah. And now the fend is annoying, because if it's not been fend 30 players, you're just taking that 1 dice on the dirty player without thinking.
Yeah. And the other side of this is that when you take the sideline against Dio, you should always be aware that his setup is encouraging you to do that from the start. So effectively, we're now in turn 5 in the type of situation Dio wants to see from about turn 3 onwards.
Yeah. But to be fair, I think it's better off now than if it's been turn 3.
If it's turn 3, you've probably just lost. I mean, at this point, it's fine. But Dio is going to be more aware of how this resolves than Nick is.
Yeah, Dio by now should also know that Nick will go after whatever he can get 3 dice on.
Yeah.
So it's kind of which also mean you can kind of help Nick going in the direction you want by putting out
Yeah, you can lead
slightly
him.
juicy targets that can get 3 dice.
I wouldn't be that surprised if we see the killer hung out to dry at some point.
But you're also right, with losing 1 turn, he needs to get some momentum. I probably still again like to be staying up around where the Dutch piece is instead of having 4 dwarf.
Yeah, I would rather be around the dodge piece because you're loaded in guard stand from if you need to at some point have a semi-based cage in the sense you've got an outer screen based, it's probably fine.
Yeah, and I'm not sure Dio will risk too much of that because again, there might not be that much mighty blow, but it'll be easy to just block everybody away. And Armor 8 is cracking at one point if you keep giving free hits.
Yeah, and Dio is the guy who likes to be the person getting the free hits, not the person giving them.
Oh.
It's quite a nice fun, actually.
Yeah, but Fixed Skull doing a thing?
But getting that fend round later could be pretty key.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice done. And who cares about tackle? I guess now he's forcing Nick to move in back where we told him to go last turn.
Yeah, and it's less appealing actually to take that space now.
Yeah, Milanich, he signed up for my Resurrection League next season. He's finally into new house with internet and everything. So he should be back, and he's playing Tacklestone Star Division next season.
Nice.
There's space for you as well, Milanich. If you want some Resurrection. Blatantly putting it out there.
I'm more privately amused at Jumanji being frustrated at his opponent. Is this not a common theme?
Yeah, that's so. To be fair, yeah, well, that's what it does at tabletop as well.
It's just Joe.
And then you ask Joe how he looks really frustrating and pouncing, and you ask how it goes. It's up 3-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks rounds. If that's the question, because I cannot figure out. I say bad. I can play with less, but I just hate myself when I have to schedule leagues every week. I just get annoyed.
So this is the expected move. It takes it on 2 dice this time rather than 3, which is absolutely necessary now, actually, with the position of the pieces.
He needs to not be bounced up.
But
it's it's not completely worthless. I've been better. I'm much better now at playing against bad players than I was a year ago. I'm learning my inner Anarian how to go full in on bad play, which I was less of. So it gives you something. It's just not really what you want for getting better at beating the good coaches.
yeah, it's pretty bad for, say, practicing for a Euro Bowl, but to be honest, it's not terrible for practicing for an individual NAF event or so on, where you might actually need to scud someone bad 3-0 or something to get the tiebreakers.
Morning, Dimitri. Morning, CJ. You can start with popping by. You can definitely pop by and see who's. That's definitely the possibility to get some good practice in that one.
It should also be pointed out for TSD, a lot of the really good coaches do not take the best teams.
No, a lot of us likes to use the options to try out the next line of teams and see how good they are. Like get a feel for the rules and see how, the next the next 5 teams.
So Dio is thinking.
Yeah, and random CCL game is not going to improve your best play. But you see, I started a Wood Elf team that won the 2 first game 5-0 in best in Iron style.
Yeah, that never happens to me when I make 0 reroll goodies.
I did no, my Wood Elf was not in Iron style. My play style was maybe. I did have 2 rerolls because I'm fucking not playing 0 rerolls.
Yeah. I made 0 reroll goodies in the black box, and I got Flings game 2. And I was sitting thinking, God, this will be great. It's going to be like 6-0. And instead, by half-time, I had 4 Wood Elves and a tree left, and I had to sacrifice my second ward answer to a surf just to win 2-0. Because he'd bought Fan Factor at the start, which I guess is okay on Flings. So when PI hit in the second half, I effectively had the Thor to move, and that was it.
Oh.
And he used the reroll on the pickup.
And that's
So-
still, that's
So I had 2 Linos prone, a War Dancer prone, who never got fouled for some reason,
what?
a Catcher prone, and I just stood up the Dancer thinking, okay, if he wants to surf them, he has to use 6 Flings. That's fine. And I stood the Catcher up, ran the thrower back, and then the next turn he did take the Dancer surf. So I just dodged the Catcher out 75% of the tomb and then stalled 8.
He's getting
But
some
it would-
cheeky stuns in on those stand founders.
Yeah, that's a big stun. I mean, I was wondering what he was thinking about for so long for that turn, because it definitely wasn't a wizard turn.
No, I think he was just trying to make sure to make it as hard as possible for Nick to do much. I'm not sure he's even going to use the wizard.
No, I would keep it.
Yeah, I have. But it's kind of easier. Oh. If you
It's going to be some big dodges coming up. That's one of them.
There's a channel called TSD Rules on my server.
He's got them both.
But I think originally I was saying we were playing Season 2 and 3 as Euroball because it fitted with being Euroball, but now we just got longer time. I think we're staying with the Euroball rules because then I don't have to think up new rules by myself.
Just go back to 6+1. It's the best.
Yeah, but that will mean that more people will play in the better races. Now at least you make people try out the Euroball rules, which make them try out some of the more funky races.
And then complain because the star selection's crap. Yeah, Ori, I wouldn't be unhappy. I wouldn't be unhappy as Nick, but I wouldn't be unhappy as Dio either. This is fine for both, really.
So what are you are you just getting us? So we talked about dangling out the killer, which you kind of have done now.
Yeah, but that is a bad blitz.
But which are you blitzing? Are you blitzing the guard and just getting that extra square forward? And letting
It's
him
not that good either, but it's probably the best you've got.
because you cannot really get around to the other side with Dwarf. if you've been elves, you've just been blitzing that dirty player and running a cage down to. If you would have, everybody had been standing up in the corner.
Yeah. I think as dwarfs, you're blitzing the guard, and then you're probably just going to base the dodge blitzer. No, he's going for the killer. I mean, you can do the same thing here, it's just not as strong.
Yeah, well, if you're elves, you could actually, like, make the big bongo in the side.
Yeah, if your elf's deal doesn't make this screen, though.
No, but the problem with doing this line is, again, like, he can do kind of the same, but he does get a square less forward.
Indeed.
Where can what are the ball carriers going up here? Are you putting him one square forward more and risky, and putting two guarders in front of his guard? Well, that's risky like hell.
Yeah. Which is why I would have hit the guard.
Yeah, exactly. That's me too.
You actually can't really advance here at all.
Yeah, probably. Oh boy, sorry.
If that had been a stun, then you would be fine staying where you are and just going next turn really with dodges. But at this point, I think Nick's just stalled his own drive.
No, he's going for
we're basing guard. I don't like this.
He's going for stand firm guard. What base hope stand firm guard. What could fail?
Yeah, but this was stronger if you hit the wrestle guard blocker. It's just much stronger.
Yeah, and he could have actually done it up around the dodge piece instead. He could actually have. I would not even mind him doing that as front of the cage almost.
Yeah, that's what I would have done. Hit the guard, and if you get him on a 5+, then you just base with the dodge blitzer being based by 3 guard.
And now he needs to freaking move his ball carrier.
We're going to see the handoff, I think.
No, it didn't.
We will in turn 8, though, I think. Yeah.
Have you seen what a ball carrier is? He's just getting smashed.
Oh, yeah, he's run out of time.
Oh my fucking lord, Gdaynick. Maybe it's not. You got 3 minutes, and the only guy you didn't move was the guy you really had to move.
Yeah, but I mean, that goes back to he took the blitz on the killer because it was there, and then immediately realised it was a wrong blitz and had to stand and think for at least 2 minutes about how he was going to fix it.
Yeah, alright. Now he's now he needs to pray.
Well, depending on how Dio does this is 4 dice on the ball, potentially 6, because he does a frenzy on his leader.
But he got 3 minutes. He cannot excuse. That's only one he can.
It just takes the wrestle blitzes. Yes.
Yeah, better. I think that's the right option. That's a good scatter.
It is. Now we pick up and dodge the peasant at the end of the turn. And Nick has a serious decision to make.
But yeah, you're right. He dangled out the killer piece, and Nick took it instead of just taking the easy way straight forward into the guard over here.
Yeah.
And got stuck. But that's still not an excuse for not at least moving your ball carrier to a better place. Like, even in behind those 2 Garda had been better.
The ball carrier should be your first thought for the turn anyway. I mean, especially with the riot, you should be thinking about your ball carrier every single turn.
It's irrelevant, but it's... But I think Ada has right. The problem was his choice. The whole started with choosing the wrong blitz, and then didn't stun him, and then he have to actually think about what to do. And he picks up the ball, and he punts. He just freaking punted. Oh, you snakes, and then you actually have a chance as Nick. Oh! He got a chance. He got a free chance now. He can block both those 2 free. And then he can... Yeah, that was brutal.
I also think if you were going to be greedy this turn, that was actually the wrong way to do it. I would have come backwards, run my agility round the side, and then dodged the peasant out into scoring position.
Yeah.
But that is a lot of dice to do that, so I wouldn't even have considered it. Nick's still in a bit of bother. He's going to have to block a blitzer free, get to the ball, then pass it to the blitzer with the AG4.
Can he not? Oh, it's Guts and Firm. That makes it a little bit more tricky, of course.
But it's quite doable.
Yeah, Brettonians is a weird. The problem with Brettonians is again it's all 83, and there's not that much data on them. They were tier 1 to begin with, which may be a bit too high as well. I don't know if tier 3 is right. Blood Bowl 2 is not as bad because the star players are bad. Morning, Mazin.
Yeah, with Brett's, I think they're really about tier 1.5, to be honest, depending on the rules package.
Yeah.
You can see them as tier 1 in some packages, you can see them as tier 2 in others.
Can he's 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 go. He might. Is he going for the 2 go for it? Because that's the right angle to hit from anyway. They're all alternatively splitting, but that's 2 go for it. You might as well just go for the strength 4, hitting from the right angle, right? With the 2 go for it. Because everything else seems to be. That's the only angle that frees up the ball and the guy you want to get the ball with.
You absolutely want the blitzer out of the way for the pass. Or if you, I mean, if you get him out the way, you have the option of the handover as well.
So now he's doing a block that has to work, and he still has to do a go for it to make the assist.
Yeah.
Why not just do the 2 go for it? It's because you just seen you snake the go for it.
This is what I meant though by Nick being a bit sloppy in earlier rounds. At some of the critical points, he was taking bad lines.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah, I guess he's blitzing from the ground. I'm not a fan of this.
And then he's going to pick. Why? He has dodged. This is terrible. So now the 84 is picking up and passing to Blitzer, I guess.
Yeah, which is what I expected him to do from the beginning, just not like this.
Okay. And you might as well just do the go for it. I don't know. Wasn't it easier just to go the other way? The 2 go for it, hit with tackle mighty blow. And then pick up with 83 and pass it to 84 to scores.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's all.
But he makes it. That seems to, like this way around, he freaking, that block, if he doesn't make that block, he needs to do a go for it somewhere else anyway.
Yeah.
And if you're going this line, he could have made the go for it and blitz with the blocker still with getting tackle and getting the dude down. I have no clue. I give up.
Yeah, the line Nick took was very optimistic, to say the least. He needed a lot of things to work that he could have done it a different way and had them be, well, not fails, but not a success. If you know.
And who needs spades when you can just roll 5-5-4?
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, from where he was, Dio didn't even need to punt. He could have just stood there with the ball.
Yeah, potentially you're right. Yeah, he managed to get something, managed to find a way. And he managed to score. That is good.
But in the end, he gets an 8-turn stall, and he still has his wizard.
Yeah, that's But it's a bit like watching Lycos play. If he gets a solution, he's going for that solution, no matter if if there's any fallback options or anything. He's just going hard at that solution.
Yeah, tunnel vision is the thing in Blood Bowl. You see one thing and then you just don't look at anything else. I mean, I've done it myself in quite a few big games when I look at something and I see a sack and a recovery.
Yeah, we all done it.
And then your opening block or so on is the reroll gone, and instead of going, okay, my recovery's pointless, I'm just going to focus on the sack, you still do what you were doing anyway and just horse the whole thing up.
Not just being so focused, now you know what you can do and then completely miss those solutions out there.
Yeah.
It's happened so often for all of us.
Stand firm.
It's all stand firm. Oh, suddenly you forgot to move a player you should have moved first or something. That's also a quite normal one.
Actually, the biggest classic I've seen over the years is people who have a focus on a turn and then at the beginning just stand everybody up, and about halfway through the turn realise that one of the players they stood up should have been doing the blitz because of something that happened earlier in their moves.
Yeah, that's all safe moves sometimes lead into you doing a safe move that's actually quite stupid.
Yeah.
And Dio gets a blitz in his head.
Yeah, Dio gets 10.
So we know who's blitzing, but which one over here is he blitzing? That's also a classic one, changing your plans mid-turn, and then you just ending up with nothing, like midway between two plans, and just get fucked.
Well, actually, I mean, the first thing I would have done here is run my AG4, run her the hell away.
Good point.
Because if you quad skull here, I mean...
Yeah, I'm not sure why that 84 is still standing here, talking about it. No. Ah.
Yeah,
he's kind of safe, but still, there's no reason.
There's no reason to have him anywhere near any Brettonian player.
And especially nobody would tackle. Like it's the the peasants are sneakily good with that.
The peasants are fine. I mean, they are cheap fodder that come with Fend.
And the Fend makes them really awkward. There was a couple, like in this game, Nick has been taking, those two dirty players have been one-died. It saved him quite a lot of blocks that Nick couldn't afford to push them away from him.
Dio actually won his first game because of a peasant having Fend, because his opponent had a natural one-turner.
Yeah.
And he blocked the dirty player one dice with a line rat at one point. Ran the natural one-turner away down the pitch. And of course, with the dirty player now free, at that point, Dio does use the lightning bolt on the natural because he can follow up with a foul.
Yeah.
The lightning bolt then removes the natural anyway, which meant his dirty player was free to foul an Agi 5 gutter runner instead.
Who was that? Was that oh shit, what was those two teams? There's those two red teams that keep being one game away from beating. and then losing again.
It was a Luminous or something.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
But apparently Dio told him the second he made the block that it was an error.
Getting the silly ones out of the way.
But yeah, I mean, Fend is also actually quite an irritating skill in general because lots of people forget it's there. And not so much in Brett's now because we've seen them a lot in Nath, but Fend was always seen in CRP as a trap skill you absolutely never take by most top players. I mean, I quite like it, but I know for a fact Purple Goo hates it. And I've seen Goo lose a game because he never bothered labeling Fend on a player because one Fend doesn't make too much difference to your turns. So he never labelled it. And then turn 16 he had to blitz a Fend Hobgoblin to get through the line. And instead of using a normal player, he used his ball carrier because he'd missed Fend and then didn't have the squares to score.
Okay, that's pretty funny. I must admit. And like it's my natural pick on, especially like Amazons, where if you get block guard on a line woman, the first skill will be Fend. Because then you just needs the main stats a lot more annoying piece if you cannot roll double for stand firm.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get stand firm, you don't get sidestep, except on doubles, so Fend is the next best thing.
And Fend is pretty good on 83 if you don't want to dodge the whole time.
Yeah, it saves you a dodge, which is always nice.
And
Demi, you would get a Wizard Stadium.
The Magician's Shop.
Yeah, but that's exactly Goo's issue with it. It's an opportunity cost. But the thing is, there's quite a lot of players who have terrible access anyway, so...
I played against Norse that taking Fend on freaking everything. That was a nightmare as well.
Yeah, Andras used to do that sometimes because he figured that he doesn't want to be dodging Norse Linos, and let's face it, tackle spam is crap anyway. So he experimented.
Good thing it's not a blitz this turn.
He experimented with Fend for a while before deciding that actually the best thing to do with Norse Linos is just fire them when they get to one skill if you can do it.
Yeah, the problem is when you get to high in team value, people starting to have Juggernaut as well. The Chalice is the Champions Cup, which is the CCL Champions Ladder playoff, where it's a knockout of 32 teams, so the 24 best race winners, and then 8 wildcards, which is the 8 best second places in the different races. No. I should really put it in the stream title. That was 8F, but it's too funny because people think you're McNaughton again.
Yeah.
It's I don't know if it's a Devo thing. It's the Champions Cup. Who started calling it the challenge?
Dio, of course.
Little D.
In fact, no, it was Ori, actually, I believe.
What's it, Ori? It's just a lot easier to write than the fucking whole name. And it also funny that it for every season it seems to change between the Champions Cup or the Champion Cup. If you look in the history. It's the true McNaughton.
I don't know, Demi, is David Beckham yours?
There's too many Scottish people in this community.
One is too many.
To be fair, that's true. But it could be worse. You could be Wells. So I guess
God, yeah,
that's
then I'd be
something.
pestered every day. Would you want to play for Team Wales? You just need to have a mild bit of talent. Although to be fair, you don't have to be Welsh to play for Team Wales anyway.
No, not really. You just need to be willing. For Team Wales. Yeah, I think that died down again, that idea.
Yeah, that was
That was fun. Now.
maybe one of the few times I've seen Dio admit he was wrong.
No. I gotta find a piece of paper saying I'm allowed to stay. At least for now.
So yeah, Dio now has a big problem.
Yeah, but yeah, yeah, that's not helping the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. And lemon small problems. They're fat and they're slow, but they're standing in the way. Yeah.
I mean, if he had stopped the score, I fully would have expected him to use the wizard for space on this drive.
Yeah. But must also admit, it's like, at least Nick is that's a frisky one.
Yeah. This is going to be, I guess, part of the old evaluated risk blitz there.
Yeah. But also, Nick at least has foreseen that he don't want to give. And now he moved the ball away from 84.
Yeah.
But he also, by putting two stand firm on the sideline, he cannot just bolt one and then serve the other.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't be looking to do that this early, obviously. So
no, but
that is something he'll need to keep in mind.
Yeah, he needs to keep. He kind of need to keep two of the stand firms over there to not risk that.
But the issue with that is that, you know, Nick is going to have to do it, but that means Dio can switch and just do the same thing at the other side.
Yeah.
Plus, he'd also strand stand firm. I mean, which is all something he wants to do anyway.
Yeah. Which means Nick needs to try to he needs to use his other pieces to try to hold him honest. To block him in.
Yeah.
I don't hate actually. Oh, that's not. I was about to say if he was going down, I didn't hate the blitz on the dirty player just.
I didn't hate the blitz in the dirty player, but I also didn't actually hate trying to hit the leader to try and get your own stand firm off of the leader.
Yeah, you might do that now when that guard is still standing.
I mean, again, the leader reroll is gone, so it's not as juicy as it was, but at this point you're now thinking about positional blitzes.
And he needs to. Ooh, he's going for the dirty player. I would say it was not the best blocking in the world.
No, it's not. I'm not
Well,
really that keen on hitting the dirty player because now your strength 4 is slightly out of position as well.
Yeah, but he's been. Yeah. He kind of already put him there.
Yeah.
He kind of outpositioned him already last time.
I actually think there was a case for leaving the middle quite weak. I mean, we usually put stand firm in the middle of the LOS as well, but I think I would have just not done that in this drive, so I could always have stand firm on the sides.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Camry's doing alright. We've got mixed. There's none of the Camry has been like. We got one Camry, I think, looking to go on. Dio's Camry could go on. Mine can still go on to the playoff as well. They've been doing quite well.
Yeah, Camry's been good. I mean, there's a few people did take Camry who haven't got a lot of experience with them, and they've done okay, but not great. And then Seabra has experience with Camry, but took quite a weird build, which has done okay as well, but not particularly great.
Mine is a bit mixed, but it also have some weird games in there.
I mean, I do really like Camry in the Euro Bowl rules.
Yeah, me too, and I don't regret it. It's the problem is just if you have a bad game or you have a like I played Endless Vampires that could do whatever they wanted, then Camry is not stopping them doing anything.
To be fair, Endro with vampires is a problem anyway.
Yeah, it was, and I couldn't do anything. My game against Marston was pretty weird. I had the chances. The same against Brett and Purple Chest was a bit weird as well. That could have gone in all directions.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't actually know Endro, it should be pointed out he usually uses goblins. Occasionally he does use vampires. He's really, really good. And his ratings don't reflect it because he always uses tier 3, but he is really good.
No, I think DM problem Dio is it needs to make a. Unfortunately, he kind of needs to make a scrum out of this to get anywhere.
Yeah.
Which is a bit of a horrible position if it goes wrong.
He needs to make a scrum, and yeah, I was going to say he has to do this frenzy block as well, which isn't one you. That's a really nice stun, but you're getting into a position where you are going to be giving up and taking blocks progressively over turns you expect, unless you get really, really nice block dice, and you're also making a wizard spicier and spicier as you go forward.
I'm happy I managed to fail for everybody. Win percent. Yeah,
this isn't a part ball, but you could think about it.
He's been he's not getting more than stuns, but he's been having some really nice stuns, and the few dwarf he's been knocking down. That's it makes it so much easier playing dwarves.
Yeah, this is a good example of the sort of game where a stun is almost as good as a Kaz, if you get it in the right spot.
Yeah, that guard stun firm is so awkward.
We actually saw it in the first half. There was a few stuns Dio got, which made his defense a lot easier for him.
Yeah, and his guys are holding up nicely. We know who's blitzing. I'll imagine he's blitzing on the jump up again.
Possibly. I'm not really sure I would blitz the jump up.
And it ends to go for it, but no, he's not. He got Mighty Blow over there. Oh, yeah. That's awkward.
It's awkward, but you absolutely cannot re-roll it.
No. Second half of overtime, a very likely overtime game. I got some chain pushing. So he can move the peasant in front. Oh, he can. Oh, I kind of like that. I think I've been pushing the guard peasant and the guard blocker into those two guys, because now they're free to actually go down field if Dio gets a knockout, knockdown on that stand firmer.
Yep.
I know why he didn't do it was to get less blocks against them, but I think he needs to. It's really weird now. Steve is seeking contact, and Nick is clearly trying to minimize contact.
Yeah, it was quite cute as well, though, the way Dio took contact on the right with the guard peasant, because it meant that as long as he had the contact with the peasant, Nick could only get one block back there, because he can't follow it. Creates a nice little micro game.
Yeah. And exactly what's no freaking fireball, that would be crazy. That would be almost as bad as the one-player fireball. Which still going to be the highlight of this playoff.
Yeah, you'd think if you make the playoffs, you should know how wizards work.
I keep saying there's a very few rules for the playoff. There's financial fair play, there's conceding, and then there's the actual rules of the game. That's what we have to play with. It's not a lot. It's freaking not a lot. It's another problem is kinda he can blitz with the wrestle guard now because he didn't push it into tackle zone.
Yeah, that is a bit dodgy for move order though.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know, but you really don't want to get stuck on the both down.
And that push may actually put him off doing a real forward push at this point as well.
Yeah. But then, yeah, it might be. But then the problem is the dirty player is very likely to get a mighty blow smashed. You might do. Will you not think about doing the blitz anyway, just for that? Just for stopping. And he cannot reroll it. Oh.
He's thinking about it, but no.
They cannot. Surely he cannot reroll that.
Yeah, I actually think he was just taking the 15 seconds or so. Well, not 15, but taking the seconds to think about where he's going to go next.
But he's still got a lot of time. It's not like it's going to be interesting turn to see what the dwarf blocking can do.
Yeah, this was the issue with taking contact. Even though Nick declined a lot of it, he now gets all the blocks back.
He could fireball, but do you really? I think if you're Nick,
I'm not fireballing this entire drive unless it's a turnover chance.
Yeah.
And this isn't a good turnover chance.
Yeah, let's put it away. And it's not like it got a ton of killing skills, the dwarves, but the few they have has not been doing much.
No, but I did expect this for this game, to be honest. Unless Nick got very, very lucky on the LOS and deleted 3, then I expected Dio to just feed him blocks where he's not going to get much value from a removal anyway.
Yeah, so who do we start with blocking here? I would be tempted personally to do the blocks on the stand firms just to see how it goes. Because that kind of decides your whole turnover. Because if you can get them down in the first block, both of them, you get a shit ton of more options. And Nick, don't use all your time just thinking again. At least do a block and you've got 15 seconds.
This is possibly the first turn where hitting the jump up isn't that bad.
Oh, that was
Of course, the problem with hitting the guard stand firm first is quite a lot of Dio's guard has wrestle, so if it goes really badly wrong for you...
Yeah, but the thing is that one, you've been fine wrestling that one down just to get the activation from the other one.
You can't pile that. I mean,
No way you can.
You would really want to, but you can't.
Question if you, and you cannot really go into that square with him because of all the guard. So you want to stand firmer in. You could really use armor break if I was Nick.
Yeah.
I could also understand if he gets a little bit annoyed by that. Like, he's not getting many breaks on that department.
Yeah, but you can't get annoyed at that. I mean,
No.
you just have to accept it happens.
I know, but I can understand if he's starting to be a little bit.
Yeah. And CSAPs, yeah, he only needs to stop the score so it could be a late game vote. But Dio can also just run it in 7 because he's also got his own wizard.
Yeah. Fen doing good work again? Like, if that's not a Fender, if that's a Hobgoblin, then you just follow up and then you block in, and then you have 3 guards standing side by side.
Yeah.
Mow both down. Holy fuck.
I was about to say I don't think I'd take that block anyway.
No. No, I think it might be to try to stop Dio from just skirting around outside.
He can kind of just go through the middle if he wants now.
Yeah, I was thinking putting the assist in the bottom somewhere.
I would have moved that blocker back to 2 squares from the runner's left, or 1 square in front of the runner to his left from Nick's side.
Yeah, so something or in the box there.
Yeah. Because if you kind of want Dio to continue having to go down the side.
He was afraid of rolling both downs again, and it was a 1 die. Hey, that block on that guard was only a 1 dice.
Yeah.
That's an assist here. And both down have been absolutely horrific. What he could have done, if he wanted to hit the guard, he could have put the Longbeard up there to take away that hit. That had been possible position as well, and it had stopped the middle as well. Oh.
Ooh. Yeah.
I'll lap with that in a heartbeat.
Definitely, but that is a really costly reroll. Dio started this half with 4 rerolls and he's now down to 2.
Yeah. And it's, besides a couple of nice stunner used apple, it's not much to show for it at the moment. And he doesn't really have the players to take the sideline, does he? Because it's only peasants left to move. But it's another nice stunned stanzo.
Yeah. Ah, God. My replay's jammed on the apple. That's it fixed. Yeah, that reroll's a real problem. He's looking at the
He's taking it?
This is risky. This is really risky.
That's he doesn't even need, right now he doesn't even need to do anything. He can literally, if that's a send off. Oh, it's a curse.
Yeah.
But it's a send off as well. And it's that's if that blitzer is going down now, then it's just 2 dice straight up on the ball. You might even But do you really need to win? Or
You don't need to wizard this. You can take the 2 dice on the guard stand from with your runner,
yeah, if that
and
works,
then
you
just there's straight 2 dice on the ball.
and then to the sideline and hopefully over to the other side where your 84 picks it up, and then
And if it doesn't, I mean, if it becomes a case of you have to block with the strength 4 as well, then you can move a guard in.
yeah, that's pretty painful. But I still think it was the right call to use the apple on the KO.
Yeah, you have to apple the KO. Well, I'm not sure about the bolt here.
Oh no, you needed that next turn, I think.
He's got the knockdown.
Yeah.
And this is why I just wouldn't have bolted.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I still think you do it to the sideline and hope for get it out. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, because 2 out of 3 directions is good for you. The problem with doing it over here then is you cannot run far away with that 84, and that's not armor break.
The direction Nick makes this blitz in, and whether we get a scatter or not, is either going to make Dio look very foolish or look very smart, because if his AG4 picks it up and doesn't go very far, then Dio just bolts him back.
Yeah. I do like him to.
Oof.
Suddenly we're getting blood into this game. That was 666. Quattro 6.
Dead into dead.
Oh ho ho! Boom. So yeah, kind of. If you miss the pick, you need to move 1 square more, Nick. You need to. No, that's a surfable. Oh shit. That's why I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Can he get 1, 2, 3, 4? Oh, it's so uncomfortable not having the reroll now. To be fair, that's just a dot blitzer. I don't think Dio's caring much about that if he has money. Oh, demented. Thank you for the follow.
Yeah, I don't think Dio cares about the blitzer at all. That was this game apple.
Yeah.
I mean, to be quite honest, I don't think Dio cares about a single player on this team.
To be fair, he shouldn't. Like, that's.
But I mean, in terms of what he's got, absolutely everything is replaceable by inducements, and you don't really need the killer.
He might even foul that dude now. Alright, he blocks in there and gets another push. And you cannot take the next block because
I think this is a foul. It should be anyway.
yeah, the next one, the lineman, yeah, he's coming there. Oh, and it doesn't break either. Why are you taking that block?
Oh, that's not a good block.
That's a horrible block. You need 5+ to make it work.
Yeah. Casual reminder for everyone, Fireball does not hit prone players. I mean, I wouldn't Fireball here, but I'd think about it.
No, he's just lightning.
Yeah.
Oh, but he got enough guard to try.
Yeah.
And then we're back to scatters. On another stun dwarf. That was a risky blitz block as well, but he needed to free up that gather. I'd have
Yeah,
been
I mean,
into.
you can free up the guard peasant really easily as well.
Yeah, but
Stand up your own guard stand firm, then you've got the frenzy 2D into 2D.
yeah. Might not even do that. Might want to see if you can dodge him later.
Yeah. It really depends what happens here.
Yeah, if he gets the block. But it might even, if he doesn't get it on first, he might need a reroll more. It does. He gets it. Where does it scatter? Oh!
Nice.
Can he score? Nope. Oh!
No, he can't score.
Yeah, we're back. Oh, I don't know.
I think you now take the... You get the ball, you take the frenzy block, and then you run the peasant round to mark.
No, you
Or
do
you
the
take
other
the
way.
frenzy block.
You do it the other way around.
Oh. Ah, yeah, you block with the peasant and move the frenzy.
Yeah, because he's better later on.
Yeah, yeah.
But if that's I was about to say where you're running, but he was running to my squad spare. He just took the
Well, he has to stand there. I mean...
I was just because he was running. I was just going straight down the pits in my line.
No, I thought too, the good old cyanide pathing bug where it shows you them running off in the opposite direction from where they should be.
Oh, and it all started because of that. That had not been possible to be. This has been much better if that stand firm guard had been standing up.
Yeah.
Because even pushes had just freed up him.
Now the question is, who's happier with this? Because Nick's lost a key piece, Dio's lost a piece which isn't that key, and both have lost their wizard.
But Dio's down to under 10. He's down to being 10.
One reroll as well, yeah.
Yeah.
And this does look like a situation where you may need to score in turn 15 as well. Depending on what Nick does.
Standing up a lot of pieces. Oh fucking hell, T, bro. Of everybody, you should have known. There's been plenty. You definitely at least one Discord channel that been discussing times of playoff games as well, where you've been tagged into it.
Maybe 3?
Yeah, what do you do? Are you just...
I think I'm probably... Oh god, actually, the problem is his best move for sacking the ball was to tag with a runner and then 4+ dodge, but you're not re-rolling the 4+, so you could just get your runner
exactly.
Yeah, he's not going to go for that. Well,
But he frees up so he can sack him if he wants to. At least make it a
2+. I mean, this probably hurts the stall to the point where you maybe don't take it.
Yeah, and potentially could cost Deus his last reroll.
Yeah.
Stop taking silly blocks now.
And this is where your movement 6 knight costs you, because if he was movement 7, you do have a credible stall just by switching.
Yeah, he can... Because... it's not much gain for... Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah.
Was that trying to free up the dirty player to make him able to stall?
Yeah.
That's just because it's not really freeing... Are you blocking with the ball carrier? Are you just dodging?
I think I would just be trying the score, to be honest. I mean, there was a solid argument for just taking the score with one reroll.
That's definitely. It is pretty tempting to just dodge and run to the middle. With all the dwarves laying down, it's going to be hard to get more than one dice on it. I will not hate it.
If you were going to do that, then I think it was better to try and blitz the stand firm in the middle, to run the killer into the middle of the pitch, get the guard block peasant up, and then run your blitz around as well.
But on the other hand, like if he does that, like because the blocker is tagged, then he got the same situation as last turn.
Yeah.
Where he needs 4+ dodge to be able to do anything, and he cannot 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, that's even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can stand all those gather up. He can blitz with the 84, pick up the ball, run up in the middle of all those gather.
Yeah, that should be game.
You could also do the 1 dice, but that's a bit.
Now the 1 dice is problematic on a push.
Yeah. Oof. It's been weird. It's been lots of ups and downs. But there's a lot of players here, Nick. No matter what, that's never going to do any freaking thing than stand up. There's definitely 2 guards than Trauma that's attacking 2 players that's not going to do freaking anything else than stand up.
Yeah.
Like, that's... I know you want to think, but you can think meanwhile you're pushing those 2 buttons.
Well, also, if you stand each guy up, it stops the clock for a bit as well.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't even have to do it straight away. You can give them a little bit rest between. Is you seriously not thinking about blitzing with that guard strength 4? You are not.
No, that's pointless.
But why? Yeah. Okay. And then potentially he can free up a long bit more to get down. And here comes what we talked about since.
Yeah. Here comes the expected move.
I don't know if I like that direction though. No.
Oh my god. Don't stand there anyway.
Okay, so now Longbeard gets in front. He's thinking if he pushes him out, then it's harder. I'd still prefer pushing Peasant downwards and running up behind guard strings 4.
Yeah, the thing is, it's not harder if you push him out. Because if it scatters to the middle of the pitch, then it's 3+3+.
Yeah, I don't understand. And it's a... Yeah.
Okay, you're going to take the block as well, but that's 1 dice.
No, because that's
So
the thing. If you push the dirty player down, then you run up there, and then you can take.
Try to dodge. He saw that at the end and just dodged the guard and failed. So Dio has the 4+ in.
Yeah, and you can just tag straight away.
Yeah, and then if it scatters mid-pitch, you've got the 3+3+ for the leader.
Yep. Of course, the problem is it's 4+. It's 4+, 3+, no rerolls. It gets the first one. Oh! Yeah, he kind of almost deserved to get punished for that, Nick.
You shouldn't give him that.
No, that's 4+, 3+, 3+. It's a lot. It's 4 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus no rerolls. But still,
Yeah,
you shouldn't.
I've had people score on me plenty of times with 4 plus 5 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus no rerolls. You know, I mean, you just don't leave opportunities.
What was it? It's like 10%, which is more than he should have had.
10 is more than 0.
Exactly. Yeah, he'd still, even if he'd run the other way, he still had a shot to do something. But it's
It was
been
more
so
about
hard.
the way, yeah.
But yeah, it's a congratulations to Gdaynick and commiserations to Dionysian. And we're saying hello to Wild Mantic.
It's been interesting. I think if this game played out 10 times, Dio wins 9 of them, to be honest.
I think that's maybe a bit too high, but
if they all play the same lines, I think if they play the same lines every time, as they did this game, I think Dio wins 9 of them. But that's Blood Bowl. Sometimes you can take the better lines and still lose.
It has. I'm just happy I managed to get home from Oklahoma. But it was a nice trip. It was a really good trip. Was that a... No. That was a potential skill, though, with the Apo. Not the Apo, the MVP, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. What? Okay. Why not?
Yeah.
Isn't the one dice block on the peasant better outscoring for star player points than actually that?
Yeah, I was going to say he could move the garden, but he's actually a minus movement guard.
Yeah, I was looking at that as well. Oh, that's a skill for the runner, for the backup runner.
Yeah, that's quite nice.
Yeah, both. It's also more... It depends on what his next game is, I guess. But yeah. But
yeah, the next game looks really good for Nick. I mean, if it's Doc Bookie, he's got Blodge and all with Saurus, which is pretty horrific. And if it's Casper, then sure, you've got the attrition going, but I'm not sure I'd be that worried at all.
No, there's plenty with Dodge as well on that team.
Yeah.
It's a good game. But yeah.
Yeah, well done to both. Commiserations to Dio and well done to the Gdaynick. Good luck in the next round.
Yeah. In the semi-finals.
Yeah.
If there's anyone that wants to look at those ones, they got it on the video now. If Casper is... No, I was about to say, if he's going to win, it's just as bad as somebody else won it. I will not mention his name, but...
What, you mean Woohoo Boy?
No, it was not him I was thinking about. I was thinking of one of Friendly Americans, I think.
that could be plenty of people as well.
Yes, I don't want to get more into that. But no, it's good. It's like, you don't need much with Dwarf. You just need lean and mean Dwarf is fine enough to get a long way.
Yeah, I mean, people talk about avoiding Claw Bomb and stuff. It's actually not such a huge deal. Thick Skull is quite effective against Claw Bomb. And if you're loaded in guard, you can usually control most coaches. I would say that if it's Shawnee, if Gdaynick made the final and plays against Shawnee, then yeah, I would consider C-Palm a factor simply because his positional sense is so good.
Yeah.
But in general terms, it's really not neither here nor there in a one-off game.